May 12th, 2011. Celtics advanced to the conference finals following 4-2 series win over the Chicago Bulls. That's interesting. But another thing that's interesting is the fact that we just beat the Dallas Mavericks 4-1 to advance to the Western Conference Finals. There will be a new NBA champion this year, but as far as who it is yet to be known. We've beat the 4-seed Lakers, we've beat the number 1 seed Dallas Mavericks, and now we've got to beat the number 2 seed Houston Rockets. And if we beat the Houston Rockets, as you can see, they swept the Memphis Grizzlies. We either have to face the number 1 seed Miami Heat or the number 2 seed Boston Celtics.
And there's a look at the biggest of the big men, Yao Ming, coming into the arena earlier. Eastern Conference Finals getting started with Game 1. Hi, everyone. This is the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports with Clark Kellogg.
Houston, we have a problem. The Houston Rockets have Yao Ming at center. And the key to win this series is how are we going to stop Yao Ming as Brandon Roy opens the game with a tip slam, simple pick and roll with Marcus Camby. In order to win this game, we need to do the opposite of what we did in the Dallas Mavericks series. Even though in Game 1 we're playing more to the inside, as the series unfolds, we're going to lean more towards outside scoring. We're being more aggressive as we're going to try and see what we can get away with. And we don't really know how to really play against this team. We played them 3 times, I believe, in the West. And I think we won 1 and lost 2 against this team. So, this team is a very tough team simply because of their height. With Yao Ming, Louis Scola, and even, outside scoring. Shane Battier, Kevin Martin, and also Chase Budinger as well. They've pretty much got everything that we have. They've got defensive presence in the paint. They've got outside scoring. They've got guys who can dominate the mid-range and in the post. And this series can pretty much go either way as Brandon Roy gets that basket. But as you can see, Brandon Roy's just pretty much going all over him. They double team Brandon Roy. We pass out. Nicholas Batum wide open for 3. That's a swish. We extend the lead to 4 with just over 6 minutes to go. Simple pass inside to Marcus Camby. And there's no real way of trying to beat the Rockets in this game. We're just trying to see what they react to, see how they play against us. And as you can see, that was a near turnover there. But look at that pass to Nicholas Batum. He dunks over Yao Ming. Now Yao Ming in the paint. And Brandon Roy just starts to take off here in the second quarter, as you can see there with that pull-up jump shot. I've got Aaron Brooks there. Step back jump shot, and we regain the lead with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Nicholas Batum again wide open for 3. The Houston Rockets are going to learn very quickly that you cannot leave Nicholas Batum wide open. There's that double behind the back move. Bit of a scramble play. Rudy Fernandez wide open there. Gives us a 5-point lead as we enter the final 3 seconds of the first half. Behind the back move. Step back on Kevin Martin. Goes off the rim and it's in.
Conference Finals just getting started. Thanks so much for joining us here on the HP Halftime Report. We've seen these two lead their way for their teams in scoring tonight. We'll see what's in store in the third quarter. And that'll do it for us. Thanks so much for joining us at the half. Now let's get you back out to Kevin, Clark, and Doris. Enjoy the second half, everyone.
So far, it's going our way in the first half. As we begin the second half, we're up by 7. Brandon Roy with Kevin Martin over his face. We've had to rely on a lot of plays. Look at that double clutch up and under layup by Brandon Roy. And in these first 2 games, you're going to see the third quarter we play out our absolute best. And the lead gets out of hand. As you can see, Rudy Fernandez pretty much wide open. That's a green release for Rudy Fernandez. Fernandez hasn't really been playing that well in the postseason compared to the regular season, but as you can see, Rudy Fernandez is wide open there. Alley-oop to Rudy Fernandez. A 2-on-2 fast break. I should have just passed inside, but I thought, like, if I passed directly to him, it would have led to a turnover. And the one thing you can't do in the playoffs is you can't turn the ball over at least 5 or 6 times, like we have done against Dallas and against LA. So, the less turnovers, the better. And as you can see, Elliot Williams pretty much goes double clutches again, and the lead is now 14 with 2 minutes 9 seconds remaining in the third. And as you can see, Aaron Brooks just leaves me wide open. Too much space. That's another swish. They leave us too much space. As you can see, Rudy Fernandez creates so much space right there. His short is shot, but we're pretty much leading by 10 now as we begin the final quarter of Game 1. Pass inside to Greg Oden, and he makes that shot, and we're up by 12. And we're pretty much maintaining this gap as we near the end of the game. LaMarcus Aldridge is cold, but he gets the outside fadeaway with 3.5 minutes to go. Nicholas Batum, that's just enough space. The lead is 10. Final 10 seconds of Game 1. We take this game. Houston fans are booing, but that's it. We win this game 92-85. Pretty much a step back jump shot, no good. Too much time left. And we take Game 1. We've pretty much stole home court advantage. So now we enter Game 2.
And there's Yao going through his pre-routine. We've got a full house of rabid Rocket fans packed into the arena here in Houston, Texas. Hi again, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg. Thank you for joining us for this.
So with that Game 1 victory, we're now back at Houston for Game 2 with a better understanding as to how to beat this team. And it's pretty much the fact that we can't turn the ball over. We can't be sloppy in any possession at all. If it's a defensive possession or offensive possession, we've literally just got to cook. And as you can see, Brandon Roy's already starting to cook, and we're starting to figure out now what plays work against this team. Louis Scola forced for that pump fake. LaMarcus Aldridge drives all the way to the inside. Houston already have the lead here, and I'd say that maybe Game 2 was quite tight. But as you can see, there's the alley-oop. Brandon Roy, I thought he was going to dunk it, but he actually alley-oops it back to me. I'm trying to chase it down. I thought that wasn't the right play, considering Kevin Martin. I thought he was going to intercept that. But as you can see, this 52-up play is lethal. As you can see, even one pump fake, it changes the entire play. It's supposed to be for Kevin Martin, but that play was from LaMarcus Aldridge, and Nicholas Batum all the way gives him a mean crossover for the layup. Another thing you'll realize in this series is that there's a lot of contact layups. Brandon Roy for 3 once again misses that, and we end the first quarter down by 5. However, in the playoffs, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And we may as well be behind in the first half and win the game, then vice versa. I thought LaMarcus Aldridge was going to do a Kobe Bryant-esque dunk right there, go under the basket and slam it, but he actually went in for a layup. Now, as you can see right here, LaMarcus Aldridge starts to take over there. A bit of an up and under dunk there. And now the lead is now back down to 5. With just under 7.5 minutes left of the first half. Greg Oden cuts inside. And the defense is too little too late there to try and mark him. Brandon Roy, that's wide open. He had a bit of a cold spell in this first half of Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. But he was able to start to find his form again like he did in Game 1. Look at that direct pass all the way to Greg Oden. And I'd say, as we enter the third quarter of Game 2, as you can see, again, just Scola's getting bullied. Scola's getting bullied by LaMarcus Aldridge. And even with Yao Ming, there's nothing really much that Yao Ming can do. And even though the Rockets are pretty much taking the lead, and there's a switch there by me. And the Rockets are pretty much extending the lead. It's now, what, 6-point lead? That assist to Nicholas Batum makes it a 4-point lead now, with just under 1 minute to go. This is a double screen. I'm going to go all the way through, but that wasn't the right thing to do. I should have faked the screen. Nicholas Batum pretty much wide up. Well, the defense doesn't close in on time, And we're down by 6.
Conference finals keep on rolling. Now for a halftime breakdown presented by HP. And here's a look at some of the top players in the spotlight of tonight's contest. And now that's it for us here in the studios. Let's send you back to your...
Second half of game 2. Let's see if we can try and pull this thing back to prevent a 1-1 tie as we go back to the Rose Garden for game 3. Brandon Roy swish, and now the lead is now down to 3. Simple pick and roll with Batum and Marcus Camby there. Batum is wide open, and we have snipers on our team. If it's Brandon Roy, Nicholas Batum, if it's myself, if it's Rudy Fernandez, as you can see, the MJ layup right there, switching hands in midair. There's actually going to be another possession coming up quite soon where there's contact and the refs don't call it. So, as you can see, I'm going to the right corner. LaMarcus Aldridge again gets Scola with the pump fake, and I don't know why. Why did Rick the Rockets coach, I forgot his name, but Nick Alderman, is it? I have no idea, but their coach did not switch the matchups at all between us and them with Marcus Aldridge and Scola, and we were constantly trying to figure out between Camby and Odin to try and mark Yao Ming, and there was a lot of plays or possessions in this series where the matchups were completely wrong, where I was either outmatched or outsized. I was guarding Shane Battier, I was guarding Kevin Martin in shooting guard, and I don't know why, like, the matchups were just so mixed up. But as you can see again, in the third quarter, we've now changed the game around. We went from down 5, Scola misses that jump shot, Rudy Fernandez gets that rebound, and now it's a fast break. And as you can see, hot step layup all the way. I should have been fouled right there, but we lead by 7 with just under 2.5 minutes of the third quarter. And as you can see with this possession, as you can see once again, Nicholas Batum gets steal. And this is the play I'm talking about. The foul, the blocking foul, Kyle Lowry, and 1 with the MJ layup. Here's another replay of that play once again. I've put my nuts in his face. He tried to block there, but that wasn't a charge. That was pretty much a blocking foul. He didn't plant his feet. Camby goes all the way for the layup right there. And now we're about to end the third quarter up by 10. A double-digit lead nearly as we enter the end of the fourth. There's a massive gap on the inside for Brandon Roy. He should have been fouled there. There was contact between him and Yao Ming. But now the game is now down to 10. 5 seconds left. Kyle Lowry tries to do something. 3 seconds on the shot clock too. He tries to pull up it in Andre Miller's face. And he gets it in. The ball bounces around the rim. And now the game is now down to 10. As we begin the final quarter of game 2. But this quarter is the game where we just put it away. As you can see, they pass to Kevin Martin. And that's a easy steal for Kevin Martin. And we nearly pretty much botched this possession there. I don't know why Andre Miller slowed down on the fast break, but as long as he scored, that's all that matters. Brandon Roy gives him a jab step, pretty much a step back fadeaway, and there's nothing Kevin Martin can do. Brandon Roy is just too good to be left wide open like that. That was a bit of a risky pass for myself there. There was like 3 players in the paint that could have easily been turned over. As you can see, I'm just stepping back here on Kevin Martin. Aldridge wide open. And as you can see, 24 points, 12 for 14 field goals. LaMarcus Aldridge leads us to game 2, and we take a 2-0 series lead. As we head towards the Rose Garden with that final buzzer beater, we win by 14, but that doesn't matter. We leave Houston 2-0 up, and now we're 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. I had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and Marcus Camby had 1 block. And yeah, it's on to game 3 at the Rose Garden. Let's see if we can try and put this team away.
Brandon Roy appears ready to get it going. Western Conference Finals action here on 2K Sports. We've seen this series go to 2-0. Now a critical juncture for determining where this series is going. Welcome everyone to the NBA playoffs on
The second leg of the series at the Rose Garden. We're back home for game 3. And with those 2 wins, in games 1 and 2, we now have more confidence than ever before to pretty much go all the way and to make it to the finals. As you can see, I'm driving baseline with that layup. Kevin Martin got attracted to that screen. For some reason, I thought he was just going to pass it, but he just got stuck there, and that left Brandon Roy all the way to the slam. And we're taking pretty much a 9-7 lead. I started this quarter a little bit cold. I think I missed 2 of my first 3 jump shots. But now I'm starting to find my rhythm with that step back, my signature step back, pull up jump shot, and now we're leading by 2. Brandon Roy passes to Nocioni. Bit of a defensive player, and Brandon Roy just goes all the way off the glass. Ties the game at 13 with just over 2 minutes to go. And Brandon Roy in these playoffs is really proving, especially right there, why if we do make it to the finals, and if touch wood, if we win a championship, why he should be the finals MVP. Look at that touchdown pass from at least 20 yards to Brandon Roy. He just span all the way outside. That was a bit of a risky pass, but I was able to green that release, and we're off to an amazing start here at the end of the first. Courtney Lee tries to do something. No way on Shane Battier or Chase Bollinger. And we end the first quarter up by 6. And that quarter was pretty much the beginning of the end. Even though they made a comeback, as Rudy Fernandez does a Michael Jordan-esque layup once again underneath the basket. We done a great job of shutting down Yao Ming. Nicholas Batum all the way. That's an inside 2. Just inside the 3-point line, and we again lead by 6. But they make a bit of a run. Aldridge with an and 1 slam. He's still bullying Louis Scola in the paint, and that mismatch was one of the main reasons why we're doing so well in this series. Brandon Roy with that right-handed floater gives us a 4-point lead. And as you can see, the double teaming Brandon Roy. You can't do that to Nicholas Batum because he's a sniper. We have snipers on our team. We have too many of them. You double team one, the other's going to be wide open. As you can see, Rudy Fernandez, once again, I thought he was going to pass to Nicholas Batum there, but Batum just stopped. Down to the final 3 seconds here in the second quarter. Bit of a step back. I take that jump shot, and it's good.
That's simply a big-time shot right there, Kevin. To have that amount of
Conference finals keep on rolling. Now for a halftime breakdown presented by HP. And now that's it for us here in the studios. Let's send you back to your arena. Kevin Harlan, Clark Kelly.
Even though we're down by 7 as we enter the third quarter, the belief is not lost at all. We still believe that we can win this game and win this series, and they did try. I will say the Rockets did try to put up a fight, but eventually we do come back. That simple pick and roll on LaMarcus Aldridge works wonders, and now we're down by 8. The paint's a little bit too crowded, so as you can see, Camby wide open, but Brandon Roy even more open. 14 points, 5 assists, 6 for 11 so far from field. LaMarcus Aldridge could have passed Camby right there. As you can see, simple pick and roll with LaMarcus Aldridge. Too much space for LaMarcus to pull up there. I thought Batum was going to drive right there, but as you can see, the double team Camby, that leaves me wide open for another 3. Touchdown pass there to Brandon Roy, and as you can see, just passed off to Nicholas Batum. Bit of a crossover step back. I drive baseline. I thought I could have made that basket there. But as you can see, Brandon Roy, that's too much space once again. Brandon Roy is a killer on our team. We're down by 1. Look at that defensive possession by myself. It's 2 versus 2. Another alley-oop, but this time it's Camby to me, when it should have been me to Camby, but that was a bit of a risky play again because Yao Ming's in the middle and he could have easily blocked that. Speaking of getting blocked, get blocked, Kyle Lowry. And as you can see, the MJ layup at home once again. We extend the lead to 3, give Skola a mean crossover. I should have gone all the way with the layup right there, but I wanted the assist. And now we are up by 5 with just over a minute left in the third quarter. And our fast break game is really effective. As you can see, Brandon Roy, he dunks over Yao Ming, and that's the statement that we wanted to make the entire time. Yes, you have Yao Ming, but it doesn't matter if you have Yao Ming because we are a better team than yous, simply because we can dunk over Yao Ming. Final 4 seconds in the third quarter, and as you can see, I'm red hot right now. Any shot I take, I make, and I was feeling it in Game 3. As we went to the final quarter of Game 3, Aldridge with Jordan Hill in the post, and that's, in the words of Shaquille O'Neal, that's barbecue chicken alert. That's all day. I give Kyle Lowry a bit of a pump fake right there. Contact with Kevin Martin. That should have been a foul. Aldridge with Scola in the post. That's just bullyment all day. Again, there's more contact. The refs, there should have been a lot of fouls in this series. There's been a lot of times where in this series there has been contact with the layups. Chase Bollinger gives Nicholas Batum too much space, and we extend the lead to 11. We're making it look too easy. Elliot Williams coming in. He should have passed to Andre Miller right there, but that's going to be the game. We're up by 12. One more possession. Pick and roll between me and Marcus Camby. I see LaMarcus Aldridge wide open. I'm a true point guard. We take Game 3 by 10 points, and we're making a real statement. One more win, and we're in the NBA Finals. How crazy is that? I finished this game pretty much, as you can see, Kevin Martin, 17 points right there. Courtney Lee, 11 points. But yeah, 32, 2, and 5.
A glimpse there of Rick Adelman, some final instructions for his team. Kevin Harlan and Clark Kellogg here, and we thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. One team that's pinned against the wall, the other with a chance for a spot in the finals. Can it go to a game?
So me and the team had a huddle before Game 4, and we all came with pretty much a note. One more win. Whatever it takes, no matter who's got the most points or how much we're up or down by. One more win, and we make it to our first finals since 1992. That's crazy, nearly 20 years without going to the finals. But if we win Game 4 in a convincing way, we're making it to the finals. So we're not thinking about the Rockets, we're just trying to win this game. And as you can see, I give him a bit of a jab step. That was a bit of a risky layup, but thankfully Yao Ming gets a goaltend. And this is probably our best start ever. Brandon Roy with a floater alert, and I'd say probably the second half of Game 3, followed by the first half of Game 4, is probably the best basketball that we've played as a team so far this season. As you can see, Brandon Roy's pretty much, 95% from field? He's 5 for 8 now. He has 12 points, 1 assist. And the Rockets are still there, they're tied with us, but they don't land, do they? They leave Nicholas Batum wide open. As we begin the second quarter, we're up by 5. I'm wide open. Chase Bollinger tries to contest, but he's too late. We extend to 8. Give him a bit of a fake pick and roll right there for Brandon Roy. And that's good. As you can see, Nicholas Batum wide open just there. Again. I'm coming off this screen right here. They give me too much space. I should have pretty much went around for the double screen. But it's one of those instances where you're wide open, you try and shoot and you score. So I'm not complaining. Down to the final 5 seconds, there was a bit of a mishap on the defensive possession, but we're going to end the first half of Game 4 up by 2. Batum tries to shoot. No good.
Conference finals keep on rolling. Now for a halftime breakdown presented by HP. Two guys who both came to play tonight. They've been very active in the game and will look to stay hot in the second half. And now we send you back to our crew of Kevin.
So this is it, our first chance to kill the Houston Rockets before they even get going. Look at that simple pick and roll from Brandon Roy to Marcus Camby. And we don't want the Rockets to get any chance at all to come back in this series. We already have them where we want them, 3-0 at home. We have a chance to win this series at home. That Camby again. That crossover on Louis Scola. Aldridge was just bullying Scola all series long. and they didn't do anything. They try and double team Brandon Roy, but Batum is wide open. I told you can't leave him wide open like that. I've got Kyle Lowry on me, so I've decided to just dance them a bit. I go left side, pull up jump shot right there outside of the key, and they are staying with us. As you can see, Chase Buninger tries a free, no good. We did miss some rebounds in game 4, but we were able to come back. That would have been a backcourt violation on LaMarcus Aldridge, but yeah, they don't switch in time, and again, Brandon Roy just makes his shots. As you can see, Miller passes back to Roy, wide open, and, well, he wasn't wide open, but the game's competitive. I mean, the Rockets, there's a chance for the Rockets to take the win here, and this was probably the closest game out of the fray, because they competed with us until the final, I'd say, 3 minutes, and that's where I think, in the final 3 minutes, the game really got out of hand. Look at that defensive possession by Andre Miller, and he's going to alley-oop it all the way to Nicholas Batum. We're now starting to connect on all of our plays. We're starting to get those combinations. Me to Camby, Roy to Aldridge, Miller to Roy, and etc. And these last 5 minutes, as you can see, a bit of a risky pass. Brandon Roy just makes enough space for that shot there to extend the lead to 5, but they're still there. As we enter the final 5 minutes, they try and double team Brandon Roy. That was the wrong choice. Aaron Brooks gets dunked on. Pass to Odin on the inside. Yao Ming fouls him and one play. And yeah, as you can see, another simple assist for me. We extend the lead to 7. And that's it. We sweep the Houston Rockets. We make history. We're back in the NBA Finals for the first time since 1992. We sweep the Lakers. We beat the Dallas Mavericks in 5. And now we've swept the Houston Rockets in 4. Kevin Martin 21-1, Yao Ming 17-8 and 3, Scola 12 and 13. I had 17 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and Brandon Roy had 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. A near triple-double for Brandon Roy as we head to the NBA Finals. Damn, it feels good. But in the words of Michael Jordan, it don't mean a thing without the ring. Let's do this.